AI art has taken a massive leap recently. I mean, this one sold for over $400,000 on auction at Christie's in 2018. With image generators like DALL-E and Stable Diffusion, almost anyone can create new art in a matter of seconds. But the models that make this art don't just do it out of thin air. They've learned to mimic styles, even specific artists, through a process called training, where the models ingest millions, sometimes billions of images scraped from websites all around the web. Combined with text describing the images, they now have a dataset that lets them create almost any type of image from a simple text prompt. It produces some interesting stuff, but the problem is many artists never gave their consent for their art to be used in an image generator like this. So what should artists do?
So we've seen art theft before, but we've never seen it at this level.
This is Carla Ortiz. She's a concept artist in San Francisco.
A concept artist is a person who provides the first initial visuals to what something could be in a movie.
She's designed art for Magic the Gathering and even in Marvel's Doctor Strange movies. Last year, she discovered her art had been scraped into an AI image dataset.
Especially my fine art work. And that to me felt really invasive because I had never given anyone my permission to do that.
On Midjourney, another popular generator, it's incredibly easy to find posts using Carla's name to generate work that looks incredibly similar to hers. And the same is true for dozens of other artists online. So earlier this year, Carla and a group of other artists filed a class action lawsuit against Stability AI and a group of other AI image generators. In the meantime, Carla made the decision to take her work off the internet wherever she could. She figured it was the only way to avoid a computer scraping her work into an image dataset without her consent. But what if she could still show her work online and keep it from being used to help generate new AI art?
Honestly, we just never had any idea that it was such an impactful problem.
This is Professor Ben Zhao from the University of Chicago. He and his lab say they've developed a solution. They call it Glaze.
At its core, Glaze uses the fact that there is this ginormous gap, difference between the way that humans see visual images and how machine learning models see visual images.
Because we see things differently, Glaze can make changes that are almost imperceptible to the human eye, but that dramatically alter how a machine sees it.
So if you're an artist, you glaze your art, you post it online, you can rest comfortably knowing that a model that's trying to steal your style from that piece will learn a very different style that's incorrect. And when it's trying to mimic you, it will just fail, hopefully spectacularly.
As you can see, the AI artwork generated from a piece with Glaze is similar in content, but not really in style. To learn more, we asked the team to show us Glaze in action.
Start here. You can see some changes already kind of on the texture on the right side one is the original and this is the glazed one. You can see on the face has, some added changes on the painting.
Right, so the brush strokes are a little blotchier. It looks like there's these kind of like yellow patches of pixels in there.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
If you had laid these out in front of me and just said, tell me what's different, I would be hard pressed to tell you.
All right.
The promise of Glaze is exciting for artists, but critics say the AI art generators are taking inspiration the same way a human does, by studying other pieces and learning from them. Crucially, they say, these aren't copies. That's led the companies being sued to ask for the case against them to be dismissed. Carla says, though, that's not a good comparison.
I don't see one image, let alone billions of imagery, and instantly archive it in my mind. And then I'm able to generate exact copies or similar copies in the blink of an eye.
Some artists have said they'd be willing to use their work with AI image generators, but they say the process should be opt-in, not opt-out. Stability AI says their new generators will be opt-out going forward. And Adobe says its new image generator, Firefly, has only been trained on images from its stock library. But even there, Adobe contributors say this type of usage was never explicit in their agreement. In the meantime, the internet being the internet, people are already trying to break Glaze and get around it.
I'm under no impression that it's going to last forever and protect against every form of sort of attack. But we're hopeful that it will buy artists some time. And in the meantime, really, I'm hopeful that Glaze will not be the only tool of its kind.
For Carla, that's the point, to buy artists time for regulation and the public to catch up.
Whenever people, jump in on these and say, oh, this is wow, they need to recognize that it is wow because of, the work that is taken. And all of that work was taken without their consent to use to, train these models so that they can generate that stuff that makes people go, wow.
AI art is likely here to stay. So pressure from regulators, input from artists, and an informed public will be crucial to make sure these revolutionary tools are built alongside the people who helped make them possible.